This is probably the biggest mistake of my last trip. Hey everybody, welcome back to Living Life on Purpose. Today we are sharing our tips for how to survive a long haul flight.
First thing is you need good sleep. It really helps you enjoy your flight because flights can be really good, and it just helps you enjoy your final destination.
Okay, so first thing that you need to know to get a good night's sleep is recline your seat as far as you possibly can. Like, you're used to leaning back all the way flat, and so if you can lean back as far as you possibly can, that's gonna help. Don't be afraid of what the person behind you thinks, okay? You paid for your seat. You have a right to do with it as you want, so recline it as far back as you possibly can.
Even though I usually feel bad.
You shouldn't though, like you paid for it.
Okay, second thing is that you can get melatonin, bring it on the flight, and just knock yourself out.
I always bring this super comfy neck pillow. It's super great because like my head is not going to be able to fall to one side or the other. It snaps into place so that my head stays put. On our last trip, I actually forgot this. So I ended up buying a little inflatable one, and
it looks so sad.
it's not as good. But guess which one costs more? They're actually the same. So make sure that you buy the nice one before your trip so that you're not paying the crazy, unreasonable airport prices for neck pillows that are just trash.
I actually felt kind of sick when I bought that for you in the airport.
Because it was just such an unreasonable price.
So ridiculous.
Yeah. So if you're interested, I'm gonna leave a link in the description so that you guys can go and purchase one of these because these are amazing.
A lot of travelers suggest bringing a mask just to cover your eyes so that if there's light going on or any movement, you just can completely ignore everyone. Another thing is you can bring earplugs. I just use my Beats like little headphones that just went into my ear and they're noise canceling, so I just use that. You can use earplugs. You use your
that's what I use too. I have the earplugs that go like over your whole head.
So if you have noise canceling headphones, that will work too.
Last thing to help you get some good sleep is to avoid caffeine. Now, I know how tempting it is when you're on a long haul flight.
It's so tempting.
You just got on the plane, they bring around the snacks, and they offer you free coffee. And I literally would never turn away free coffee unless I'm on a long haul flight because I don't want that to keep me awake and make me miserable for my destination country. So avoid the caffeine.
Second thing you need to be thinking about for a long haul flight is your clothes. And I always overplan my clothes.
So I do plan the clothes that I wear, like down to my underwear. Like I want my underwear to be comfortable.
Yeah, a long haul flight, like you're sitting in the same clothes for that long, they need to be got out.
Personally, my comfy clothes consist of a short sleeve t-shirt, usually some comfy shorts, and then I like to have tennis shoes that just slip on. I don't like flip-flops because my feet get cold, but usually if I'm wearing like pants or a sweatshirt, I usually do get hot on a plane, so I don't like to have that with me.
See, mine is big baggy sweatshirt, big baggy sweatpants.
So
all day. Like I get so cold on airplanes, so I just always do that.
So know if you're the kind of person who, if you usually get hot, wear the shorts and the t-shirt. If you get cold, bring the sweatshirt and sweatpants.
And above all else, be comfy.
Third tip is movement. When you're on a long haul flight, you want to get up and you want to get around because you actually can get blood clots in your calves. So I like to go to the back of the plane and find a place where I can do like just some simple exercises like squats and stuff.
I didn't know that you did this.
Okay, well that's because I don't like, I'm like shy, so I don't want to do squats in the cabin, so I actually go into the little tiny bathroom and I do squats in the bathroom.
Don't you like hit the toilet?
No, I don't know, I find a way to do.
Fifth thing is to stay hydrated. And this is true just like in general. You should just drink water, but especially on a long haul flight because you are sitting and you need to keep everything circulating.
The atmosphere on planes is actually super dry and a lot of people don't realize that, but I always get super dehydrated on planes. The last flight that we took with Finnair, they actually provided water bottles to everyone in their seats when everyone arrived, which was great, but that tiny water bottle was not enough to tide me over for the entire flight. Most airports actually have those refillable water bottle stations, so bring a water bottle with you and fill up your water before you get on the flight. Fifth, you're gonna have to make a judgment call on this one. I recommend booking an aisle seat because I don't like to ask the person who's on the end if I can crawl over them to go use the bathroom. Like I said, you're gonna wanna stay hydrated, and so if you're staying hydrated, you're gonna need to make at least more than one trip to the bathroom. So I don't like to ask that person to move out of my way, so I like to have the aisle seat. But then you're also sacrificing the seat next to the window where you can rest your head for a good night's sleep. So you're gonna have to decide which one you prefer.
And for me, I'd rather sleep well up against the side of the airplane than have to, like, I'll just crawl over someone, it's fine.
For me, I don't sleep either way, so I'd rather just be able to get in and out easily. Sixth, this is probably the biggest mistake of my last trip. I chose not to do this, and it was such a huge mistake for our last long-haul flight. So, on our last flight, we flew with Finnair, and for some reason the sound quality on every single one of their flights was not super great. Like, so bad that I chose not to even watch the movies because the sound was so muffled. It was so annoying. And so because of that, I had no entertainment on the flight. So our sixth tip is for you to download all of the games, all of the movies that you're going to need for the entire flight onto your Netflix is really great for this because you can download movies and series and anything else that you may want to download for that flight so that you have some good entertainment. Also, if you've got it downloaded on your phone, then when they make announcements, you're not going to get interrupted.
We've got an extra guest for this one, but seventh is hygiene. For me, this is the most important thing on a long haul flight. You're gonna wanna bring your toothbrush, face wash, anything you would have for your nightly and morning routine. You're gonna be spending that on the plane. So bring that for the plane bathroom, and then also for when you get out in the airport, like on a layover, or just whenever you get to your destination, go ahead and bring all of that stuff.
Finally, the last thing that you're going to need to survive a long-haul flight, you will not survive your flight without this. You're going to need to go check out this video over here to find out what essential items you're going to need to take on your long-haul flight.